This bear infected with rabies eats husband and wife alive. Welcome to our channel where we bring you stories that will leave you on the edge of your seat. Today's story is a tragic tale of love, survival, and nature's brutality. It's a story that sheds light on the increasing human-wildlife conflict in the central Indian state and the need for better conservation and safety measures. Get ready to witness a heart-wrenching account of a couple's encounter with a rabid sloth bear. On the morning of June 5, 2022, Mukesh Rai, a 43-year-old man, and his wife, Gudiya Rai, who is 39 years old, embarked on a visit to the temple located in the central Indian state of Madhya Pradesh. This region is renowned for its diverse topography, which encompasses numerous river valleys, small peaks, and dense forests that span more than one-third of the state's land area. The forests are home to an abundant and diverse array of flora and fauna that cannot be found in other parts of the country. Within these verdant forests, one can find a variety of animals, including porcupine flocks, wild boars, bison, and the infamous Indian sloth bear, all of which thrive in their natural habitats. The sloth bear, a fierce predator native to the Indian subcontinent, is one of the 8 bear species that exist in the world. Weighing in at a massive 136 kilograms, this ferocious creature is almost as heavy as an American black bear and stretches over 6 feet in length. One of the most striking features of the sloth bear is its disproportionately large claws, which can exceed 5 inches in length in relation to its body size. These razor-sharp claws serve as an innate adaptation for excavating termite mounds and insects, as well as a powerful defense mechanism in case of an attack. With a single deep scratch, the sloth bear can inflict severe harm on its prey, tearing through flesh and exposing vital organs. Despite its incredible strength and deadly claws, the sloth bear's most alarming trait is its reputation as the most hostile bear towards humans worldwide. It perceives humans as nothing more than vulnerable and sluggish prey, making for an effortless meal. The sloth bear's dangerous reputation is often attributed to its habitat and food sources. These bears usually inhabit dense forests and grasslands where they primarily feed on insects, such as termites, which they extract from termite mounds using their powerful claws. As the human population expands and encroaches on their habitat, the sloth bear often comes into contact with humans, resulting in frequent conflicts. In conclusion, the sloth bear is an impressive and formidable predator that commands respect and caution. Its disproportionately large claws, potent defense mechanism, and alarming hostility towards humans make it one of the most feared creatures in the animal kingdom. At 6 a.m. on that tragic morning, Mukesh and Gudiya ventured on a walk a few kilometers beyond their residence to offer their prayers at the termite temple located nearby. Several minutes on foot from their location lay the temple, and Mukesh and Gudiya took the opportunity to catch up with a romantic stroll en route. Unfortunately, the route they chose traversed the dense forests of the Fauna National Park, and they were oblivious to the perils of venturing alone in the early morning hours. Sloth bears are nocturnal creatures that rest and slumber in the forest during the day. Nevertheless, it was unsafe to tread among the trees at daybreak when the bears were likely still active. At 6:30 a.m., the couple retraced their steps from the temple. The locality was sparsely populated, and the town was yet to awaken. Bears were the farthest thought from their minds as they embarked on their journey home. The couple ambled through the forest, navigating around branches and fallen trees. The surroundings were unnervingly quiet, a deviation from the typical buzz of the bustling central Indian city. When they were just a half mile from their residence, a clamor amidst the foliage caught their attention. Before we move on to the unexpected attack, I would appreciate it if you'd give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. Let's move on to the unexpected attack. Mukesh scanned his surroundings but shrugged off the noise, assuming it to be a farmer or gardener toiling in the park. However, when they were merely 2 kilometers away from their abode, a bone-chilling growl emanated from Mukesh's left. Upon turning to the source, he witnessed a massive black furred creature pouncing on his wife, Gudiya. Within seconds, the tranquil atmosphere transformed into a horrendous nightmare as Gudiya wailed and implored for assistance. Without warning, the bear pounced on Gudiya, targeting her neck and piercing it with its sharp claws. Overwhelmed by the creature's massive weight, she collapsed onto the ground, blood gushing from her wounds. Mukesh bellowed at the top of his lungs attempting to drive the animal away. The bear exhibited an eerie demeanor, acting more possessed and malicious than a hungry predator would. It savagely clawed at Gudiya's torso and face, inflicting excruciating pain. For a brief moment, Mukesh was petrified, watching in horror as his wife was being consumed by a ferocious forest predator. The bear growled with each morsel of flesh it tore from Gudiya's body, as she was being mauled and consumed alive. Despite Mukesh's attempts to fend off the bear by hurling large rocks from a distance, the animal persisted in its attack. Gudiya's body was soon covered in bite marks and claw scratches, and she lay motionless on the forest floor, her blood pooling around her. Her consciousness began to fade rapidly. Mukesh wailed and shouted for aid, but it appeared as if no one could hear his desperate cries. As Mukesh realized that no one was coming to their aid, he knew that the fate of his wife rested solely on him. Without hesitation, he leaped towards the bear from behind, attempting to tackle and punch it. For a moment, the bear was taken aback and stepped back a few feet. Mukesh seized his chance to pull his wife's blood-soaked body to safety by the hand, away from the ferocious animal. However, their escape was brief, as the bear quickly charged towards Mukesh, leaping at him in the same way it had attacked Gudiya. It aimed for his neck, attempting to end his life quickly, as it had with his wife. Its sharp claws sliced through Mukesh's tender neck, damaging his spine and nerves, leaving him paralyzed. Their destiny was now sealed, as Gudiya had slipped into unconsciousness and Mukesh lay paralyzed and defenseless, bleeding out. The bear continued to circle their dying bodies in a sinister manner. Nearby villagers had heard the commotion and arrived at the scene. What they encountered was a horrific spectacle. The bear stood guard over the couple's lifeless forms, unwilling to release its grip. The bear had dragged their lifeless bodies to a nearby water pool and was feasting on them, tearing off flesh in small pieces. The villagers attempted to frighten the bear away by hurling stones, hoping to save some remains of the couple. However, the animal remained unresponsive, and eventually sharpshooters had to be summoned to put the bear down. The sloth bear exhibited unusual and unpredictable conduct, tugging at the couple's limbs and sniffing their corpses with agitated and jerky motions. The onlookers and officials attempted to deter the animal from the scene, hoping to avoid the necessity of euthanizing it in order to study its atypical actions. After an ordeal lasting 5 hours, the bear was eventually tranquilized and transported to a veterinary research facility nearby for examination. After investigation, it was discovered that the bear was in the advanced stage of rabies and had attacked the couple due to confusion and irritability caused by the disease. The bear was in pain from the infection and did not kill the couple for consumption. Sadly, the bear died from rabies after a few hours of captivity. This news prompted the park rangers to close the park immediately and recall all staff working there. The town was gripped in fear of the infection spreading, and officials had to test hundreds of animals to ensure that no other creatures had contracted rabies. Officials stated that deforestation had forced bears to venture closer to human settlements in search of food, resulting in increasing numbers of bear attacks in the central Indian state. The lack of proper regulations and safety measures exacerbated the situation, contributing to some of the highest instances of bear attacks in the world. The attack was linked to the seasonal blooming of the mahu tree in June, which attracts bears for feeding, while humans seek to harvest it for profit. The coincidence of events brought the sloth bear and the couple in close proximity, exacerbated by the animal's illness. The news of their tragic demise quickly spread throughout the country, causing alarm among local residents who feared for their safety in proximity to bears. Over the course of the last 6 years, from 2015 until now, the state has been consistently recording over 50 sloth bear attacks. These attacks have resulted in many people in the area sustaining significant injuries, including limb damage, scratches, and bites. Despite the government's efforts to address the issue, the frequency of these attacks remains a persistent problem. One particularly tragic incident occurred when a couple who had been visiting the area fell victim to a brutal sloth bear attack. The Indian government granted the couple's family compensation in the amount of 400,000 Indian rupees, which is approximately equal to $5,000. However, the death of the couple left their friends and relatives devastated. The severity of the attack was such that the couple's bodies were unrecognizable until the following day. The sloth bear had mauled their faces and bodies extensively, leaving them unidentifiable. The incident highlights the severity of the danger posed by sloth bears and the urgent need for increased measures to protect both wildlife and people in the region. Efforts must be made to address the underlying causes of these attacks, such as habitat loss and encroachment, which force bears and humans into closer proximity. Additionally, awareness campaigns and educational programs could help people understand how to reduce the likelihood of conflict and how to react appropriately in the event of an attack. Only through a concerted effort to address these issues can we hope to prevent further tragedies like the ones suffered by this couple and their loved ones. In the aftermath of the tragic bear attack, many were left wondering what could be done to prevent such incidents from happening again. The Indian government has since taken steps to increase regulations and safety measures in areas where bears and humans coexist, and there has been a growing awareness of the importance of respecting wildlife and their habitats. We hope that by sharing this story, we can help raise awareness of the dangers of interacting with wild animals and the importance of responsible conservation efforts. We also extend our deepest condolences to the family and loved ones of the couple who lost their lives in this tragic event. Thank you for watching this video on our YouTube channel. We hope you found it informative and eye-opening. Please remember to respect wildlife and their habitats, and always prioritize safety when in the presence of wild animals.